YouTube, ManRock here, and I'm going to be here with a tutorial actually. This was requested by Relisha's brother, I think, and I'm going to make it for him. And basically what he asked was, how did you make your animation for like the intro? And that was a very basic animation, and that was it was really easy. It took me a very short time, and I didn't take much time on it. So now I'm going to show you guys. I think I'm going to have it as the new intro because I did make a new one. I'm not going to spoil any. Well, I guess you guys have already seen it if I used it or not. But basically, it was an explosion if you guys didn't see it, and the name was inside, so like, it's hard to explain, but you guys would have most likely seen it by now. So basically, animating in Blender, it's not that hard. The most important things that you want to do is, you don't have to keep this big, but you have to know that it's here, because this is important. These are your keyframes, and depending on what frame rate per second you're doing, like let's say you're doing, let's see here, 30 frames per second, where is it? Here's the frame rate, and you can choose what you want your frame rate to be. And let's say you're doing 30, sorry if you hear that I'm congested, but I'm sick, so sorry guys, but basically you want to choose your frame rate, and let's say I want it to be 30, every 30 frames will be 1 second, so depending on how long you want the cube to be moving for, so let's say that I want the cube to be moving for 30 seconds, what you want to do is you want to go on keyframe 0, press I, then I think it's lock, rotation, and scale, I'm pretty sure. Or is it... yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this. And then you can move it, and rotate it, and whatever. And then... oh crap. Oops. You have to move it. You have to move this first. This little, this keyframe thing. You have to move this first, and then you move it over, and then rotate it, and whatever. And then you press I, and then you press lock, rotation, scale. So now, as you see, it'll animate through that little thing. And that's basically how I did the name, except I did it with the camera. You can do the same exact thing with the camera, and you can also be in the camera by pressing 0 on your number pad when the number lock thing isn't on. You just press 0 and it puts you inside the camera view. And to lock your camera view, you press N, and then this thing here will show up, lock camera to view. Click that, and then bam, your thing is locked into the camera view, so you can rotate it and whatever. Because normally, if you don't do that, then you'll just go straight out of the camera. So to lock in, you press 0 and then lock in. And then to escape, you just hit 0 again. So if I want to get a good angle on this, I don't know, wait, how long to go for? Yeah, what about there? So, yeah. So I went to there, so let's say that I want to add the animation there at 30. I'd set the end to about 30, and then it would automatically stop the animation at 30. And so to be able to save this animation, it won't have any audio or anything, it'll just be an animation. So basically what you want to do to save it is you go down here, you select, out of all these thingies, you select this camera, and then you go to the bottom, and then here there'll be this thing that says PNG. It should automatically be it should automatically be on PNG. You want to switch it to AVI RAW, which is basically, I think, the best format for this. Although it will be a very big file depending on how long it is. But just be wary of that you have enough space on your computer to be able to handle it. So basically you do that, and then you choose your resolution. Like for my videos, I'd choose this resolution because this is the right resolution for my monitor. And then also always put this up to 100 because otherwise it'll look half as good if it's on 50, because that's what it normally is on. Put it on 100, and oh yeah, also the output file, you want to select this, and just to make it easy, I'll put it to the desktop and then accept, and then you're basically done. And what you do after that is you go up here and you click render, and then you go to render animation. and it'll render your animation for you. It might take a while depending on how good your computer is. My computer is not the best, but it's pretty decent, CPU wise. But yeah, it'll animate that for you. And then after it's done, it won't say like it's done or anything, so you have to know it's done. So after it's done, it'll stop. And then you can minimize this, and then, oops, sorry. And then the video should be right here. So you just double click this. And then there's your animation. Very short animation, because it's 30 frames per second. It's about, yeah, it's like 1 second. So that's basically what you do if you want to animate that. I forgot to show you how to put in lights. I'll just do that right now. So basically, also for lighting, if you want to add lights, use this 3D cursor, this thing here, this red, white circle crosshair thing. You can put this wherever you want, and then you can press Shift and A at the same time, and that'll give you this menu here. And you can put in meshes, so like plane, circle, cube, plane, cube, circle, UV sphere, ICO sphere, cylinder, cone, torus, all of these good things. And then make curves and surfaces and whatever. But if you want to make a light, you go to lamp, and then you go to point. Point is my favorite type of light, but that's just me. So then you want to put it, you could actually, while you're in this mode, you can have it quickly render by pressing Shift and Z, I think. Or maybe not. No, it's not working. Wait. We'll work on this one. No. That's weird. Oh, what else? Oh well then. Oh crap. I'm messing everything up now. Just gotta move this over. Okay. So push this down and then change this back. Sorry guys, just messing around a little bit. Changing it back to what it normally is. So I don't remember how to do it. Is it CTRL-Z? No, let's go back one. That's weird. Normally if you press not CTRL, Shift-Z, it'll render it for you with like a preview. But it's not doing it for me right now, so I don't know what's wrong. But I guess if you want to look what it looks like, you can just click render and see. There'll be like the, oh yeah, also for rendering, I totally forgot to say this, but I think that there is a resolution type of thing. Oh no, I don't think so. Never mind. I thought that there was. I think it's only when you're doing pictures. Yeah, I guess so. Usually there's a resolution thing that you could choose. It's not like, or maybe that's an older version. Probably. Sorry, I haven't used this in a while. Still getting used to it. So, for the animation that I made that you guys saw, basically what I did was, if you are going to get Blender, you need to add an add-on thing. It's in user preferences and add-ons, and then you type in cell, and it'll come up as cell fracture. So you want to click that, and then you save user settings, close that, and then you have this thing called cell fracture. And basically what you want to do is you take your cube here, and then you go to edit mode, and then you scroll down here and you go to subdivide. Then you want to click that a few times. Don't click it too many times because I overdid it and then my PC was taking forever to render the particles and stuff, so don't click it too many times. I do it up until here and it takes like 30 seconds for me to render, so I'll show you guys that. Then you go back to object mode, and then you go to cell fracture, and then don't tamper with anything here, just click OK. And then this will load. As you can see, it's spazzing out like crazy. Okay, so now, oh yeah, that's right, it puts it in this layer. So these are your layers actually, I should have told you this earlier, but these are your layers, and it seems to always put it in layer 2, so now you have all these little fragments of the square. So if you want to move it back to layer 1, you would move this one by you'd select it by left clicking. No, by right clicking. The controls are inverted in this program, so controlling the cursor you left click and selecting objects you right click. So you want to select this, and then you want to press M, and you want to move this to layer 3. And then you go to layer 2 here, and then you select everything by pressing B, and then dragging with left click, not right click. And then you select everything, and then you press M, and then you move it to layer 1. Congratulations, you have created your fragmented square. So now, if you want to see it animated and like falling or exploding or whatever, I'll just do something of it falling. So basically what you want to do is you select this, and then, oops, I selected the light by accident. I'll just get that out of there. By the way, you deselect things with B by middle mouse clicking and then dragging, and then it deselects things, see? And then left clicking and dragging selects things. So basically now what you want to do is you go to physics, and then you go to add active, and then your thing should be animated now. I'll just increase the maximum amount of frames, because you guys probably want to see more than just a little bit. So it'll fall down, and it won't hit anything, and it won't fall apart or anything, because it's not getting hit by anything. But if we move our 3D cursor under it, like so, and then we make a mesh, and we select a plane, we put it right under it, and then you press S to scale it up, and then you go to this thing again, to physics, and then you select add passive. This means that this will not move, but it will interact with the active things. So if I go to play this animation, it'll hit that and then it'll fragment. As you can see, it's a pretty decent animation. Like, if you want it to be better, you can make more subdivisions, but like I said, that will make it take longer depending on your computer specs. And so that's how I did that. And if you want to make it explode, like I did in the video, you select this, and then you go to margin, and you want to turn that up. Okay. So now, yeah, what the heck? Why is it doing this before? This is so weird. Okay, so you select the collision margin. Yeah, you select this, and then you turn that up to 500. Sorry, guys. Or so. And then you let it play. Now it should yes, there we go. Kind of exploded, kind of weird. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. It's being so there we go. It's a little bit better of an explosion. It seems like you got hit by something in the side that just explodes like crazy. It seems like none of my controls are working right now, because Z's working for like showing me the mesh. I don't know, my program's being kind of weird right now, but everything should be working for you if you start up Blender normally. And so basically that's what's supposed to happen. It's supposed to explode. It will be more balanced on yours, or at least it should be. I don't know what's wrong with my program right now. I might just restart it. But basically it's supposed to be more balanced. It's supposed to like spread out. And that's basically how the explosion works. And another thing that you guys probably want to use would be materials, which color something. So for the block that exploded in the intro, I used purple. So you go to this little window here, and then you go to the circle with like a texture on it, and then you go down here to diffuse, and you can change the color like this. And so basically I used purple. I'll just do that, and then I think I used Oran Nair. I just like the way it looks. So I select that, and so now it's purple. So when I render it, I'll render it right now. But I also want to change the color of this so it looks good. Then move the camera. Wait. Okay, it looks pretty good. I'll just set the end frame to here about. I know this will be really fast, but whatever. Or I can just... Nah. Okay, so basically render animation, and then that's what they look like to be. And so now finished, and it should be here. And so you open it. It's gonna be really short because I didn't take much time into it, but that's how it's supposed to look. Just a little explosion animation. And that's basically it for my tutorial. I don't know whether I missed anything. Well, like, I guess I could move the camera for you guys, because I know that the person who's suggested this probably wants to see how the camera moves. So you right click on the camera, and then also you can create another window for a 3D view. So let's say that I want to turn this one because I don't use this window much. All these things can be changed. All these things that have this on them, they can be changed. So if you want to change it to 3D view, and then you just, oops, sorry, I'm gonna drag this over here. And then, okay, so basically lock that to the camera, and now it's looking where the camera is. So basically you can move it now, and you'll be able to see what the camera is seeing, basically. Also, to rotate on axes, you press R, and then whatever axis. So Y would be Y, X would be X, and Z would be Z. So that's how you just quickly change the axis of stuff. And so then, oh, I forgot to put in the keyframe. I'll just move that back then by undoing things by pressing Ctrl-Z. And so then, by inserting keyframe, you press I, and then you press lock route scale, and then you move this up to 32 or whatever, and then you move it over here, press Z, and then kind of get it where you want it to be, or whatever, and then you do that, insert another thing, and then you go to render. I'll just skip this one for you guys, or I'll fast forward through. Okay, so it just finished now, and I'll minimize. There should be another video. Is this it? Oh, it is. Okay. So it's basically what it looks like. You'll have the camera move. It's all very smooth. The amount of time that it takes depends on your computer specs, not the quality. The quality will always be the same unless you have a faulty product, like a faulty graphics card or whatever. But it most likely will look the same as me, whether you're using a 90s computer or whether you're using what I'm using, or even a supercomputer. It'll all look most likely the same. So that was my little tutorial on Blender. If you guys have any questions or want to see more tutorials on Blender or Movie Studio Maker or anything, feel free to let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys later.